Local self-government. Local self-government deals with the Panchayati Raj institutions and municipal corporations. Now, we have to discuss the functioning of the Panchayati Raj institutions and then even the urban local bodies under the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments. We need to highlight the extent of devolution of the power and financial autonomy to the local governments. Now, we all know that 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992 and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992 belong to the local self-governments like Panchayati Raj institutions and municipal corporations, urban local bodies. You can simply mention them as urban local bodies. So, what all the themes which are included under them are, the first theme is devolution of the power. They need power, right? The local bodies are fiscalism, fiscal federalism, right? They need money as well. So fiscal federalism, this is between the federalism is between the states. Even the center must give grants to them, states and the local bodies, and center and the local bodies must give grants to them, right? Financial autonomy, so devolution of powers, the sharing of the powers, right? Devolution of powers, what powers are they provided? Those they provided powers constitutionally? Yes, we have these powers present in the constitution itself, right? In the form of 11th constitutional amendment act and 11th schedule and 12th schedule. And 12th schedule has the areas of autonomy or power for the Panchayati Raj institutions and urban local bodies, ULB. Devolution of the powers, issues with respect to devolution of the powers, and financial autonomy. We have the 73rd and then even the 74th constitutional amendments. They are enacted in 1992. So 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments were enacted in 1992. They marked a watershed movement in the history of Indian democracy by institutionalizing the Panchayat Raj institutions and urban local bodies. So we have the Panchayat Raj institutions and urban local bodies were being institutionalized. These amendments aimed to decentralization of the power and enhance a grassroots participation in the democratic process. Then devolution of the powers, and other keyword which we can mention is decentralization. Decentralization, right? So decentralization and grassroots participation. So decentralization and then we have the grassroots participation in the democratic processes. So devolution of powers and decentralization. Decentralization, grassroots participation, financial autonomy, democratic process are the keywords related to Panchayat Raj institutions and urban local bodies. These are, in fact, very important. Now, coming to constitutional provisions, 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act introduced Part 9. Part 9 is related to the Panchayat Raj institutions and Part 9A is related to the urban local bodies. Part 9B is related to the cooperatives. This is an extra information. In Part 9 and Part 9A, Part 9 articles is O. Oh, a circle is the last article. So 243 is the article. We have 324 for election commission, right? So we have 2 and even the 4 is coming in the front. 243, 324, 24. 24 are always together. 24, 3. 24, 3, 2, 24, 3, O. So 0, you should remember it as a circle or as a 0, right? At what point the article ends for Panchayati Raj institutions? 24.3 to 24.30, and it is 11th schedule. Part 9. So part 9, 24.3 to 24.0, 11th schedule. Mandated the establishment of Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samitis and Zilla Parishad. So all the three tiers are mentioned here. Gram Sabha, you can also bring from Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha, sorry, I would say Gram Panchayat. So from the Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat, and then we have the uh, Panchayat Samiti. Panchayat Samiti and Zilla Parishad. Zilla Parishad, right. Panchayat Samiti and Zilla Parishad. Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat, Panchayat, from Panchayat you have Panchayat Samiti and we have Zilla Parishad, right. Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti, Zilla Parishad. There is also reservation for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and women. ST, ST, SC, ST, and then we have women. So SC and then we have D. So 2, 4, 24, 3, D is related to reservation. To whom we are providing reservation for SC, ST, women. The reservation is provided for the SC, ST, and then we have the women. So 24, 3D is related to the reservation. The provision for State Finance Commission. State Finance Commission. Constitution of the State Finance Commission to recommend the measures for financial devolution to the PRIs is 24324.3I. Finance Commission. Okay, I FI, so you use I. And similarly, we have for the reservation, we have D. Ending is O. O is ending, reservation is D, and I is for the State Finance Commission to recommend measures for financial devolution to the Panchayati Raj institutions. Right. The next thing is 74th Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 is for urban local bodies. Now under the provisions of urban local bodies, O after that MNO P. So P 24.3 P to 24.3 ZG. You have to remember like a ZG. ZG. Right. Now establishment of what are established over here. Previously in there we have Grama Sabha. So how will we remember that for eternity? Grama Sabha, Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti, Samiti, and then we have Zilla Parishad. Now here we have Nagar Panchayat. So Nagar Panchayat as an intermediary, right? Nagar Panchayat, Municipal Council, Municipal Corporation. Municipal Corporation. So Nagar Panchayat, we have the Nagar Panchayat, Municipal Council, and then we have the Municipal Corporation also. So we'll be having the Municipal Council, there is a council, and then there is also a corporation. Nagar Panchayat, once more. Nagar Panchayat, MC is Municipal Council, again Municipal Corporation. It is corporation, right? Here reservation D. D, T, D, T. And devolution is I, Y. I, Y. Why did I do this? I, Y. For the finance. Finance is I, why you are giving a finance, right? Reservation is DT. Panchayat, urban local bodies. So DT and IY. Devolution of the power, we'll be having devolution of the power is what all the powers being devolved. Legislative powers are devolved. PRIs, PRIs and urban local bodies are empowered to prepare the plans. They are planning for the economic development and social justice and implement the schemes for the same. Right. In Article 243G and W, they have the authority to levy, collect, and appropriate taxes, duties, tolls, fees. They can collect taxes, duties, tolls, fees, is mentioned over here. So, Panchayati Raj institutions, and then we have urban local bodies, are empowered to prepare plan for the economic development. This is what legislative power, like they can go for economic development and social justice. Call it as economic development and social justice. And we say there is going to be implementation of the schemes. Implement schemes under Article 243 G and W. These articles later we will study separately. So as of now, they have or they are empowered to prepare plans for the economic development and social justice, implement the schemes. Right. Administrative powers is the Panchayati Raj institutions and urban local bodies can function as institutions of self-government handling local matters. The local matters are health education is very easy, right? To remember health education is a local matter, right? Then the local matters like the sanitation is another important thing and water supply. So sanitation and then we have the water supply as well. Financial autonomy for State Finance Commission IY. And the other provision is reservation DT. To 24.3 to 24.3O, 24.3P to 24.3ZG. Now, State Finance Commission's recommendations include sharing the revenues with the PRIs and ULBs and granting them powers to generate their own revenue. Central and the state grants, allocation of the funds from the union and the state governments to schemes like the MGNREGA, Smart Cities Mission, Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. So, while writing schemes, we can write MGNREGA, Smart Cities Mission, SCM, Smart Cities Mission, and Atal Mission. We have Atal Mission for rejuvenation and urban transformation. Urban transformation. We are going for the rejuvenation and urban transformation. So we are going for the Atal mission. So there is an Atal mission. This mission is for rejuvenation. And we have the urban transformation. Right. Challenges is dependent on the grants rather than generating their own revenues, inadequate staffs and capacity at the local level or administrative constraints, political interference, dominance of the state level politics in the local level governance. Supreme Court to various judgments like Rajendra Shankar Shukla and State of Chhattisgarh emphasized empowering the local bodies for effective decentralization. But we can say that the 73rd and 74th Amendments have laid a robust framework for decentralized governance in India. However, the local governments realized their full potential, their need for greater devolution of financial resources, administrative support, reduced political interference. Strengthening would pave the way for inclusive and sustainable development. Now, the next question here is what all the challenges faced by the urban local bodies and Panchayat Raj institutions. Challenges impede their effective implementation or inadequate devolution of powers, inadequate finances, they are dependent on grants, right? They are dependent on the grants, inadequate devolution. So, what is inadequate? Devolution of the powers is inadequate. Fiscal Autonomy is also inadequate. Then again there is a shortage of staffs. You have to take from the previous question, right? Sorry, shortage of staff and political interference. The political interference is by the state governments, right? Political interference, administrative constraints, limited financial resources, inadequate devolution of power, financial, administrative, technical, political interference, effectiveness of local government. What is the positives? Okay, what is all needed? And cases, suggestions. So, what are few suggestions, right? Then we are going for the topic of urbanization. Now, once again, just revise those things. Again, like devolution of the powers and fiscal autonomy are the challenges, right? So challenges in the implementation, what are the challenges in the implementation is inadequate devolution of the power. The state governments often hesitate to transfer the adequate administrative and financial powers to the local bodies, undermining their autonomy. State governments are hesitating. You should say that the state governments are hesitating to transfer. The state governments are hesitating to transfer adequate is sufficient. The sufficient administrative. So they are hesitant to transfer sufficient administrative and financial powers. Financial powers. They are not transferring the sufficient powers to local bodies. This undermines their autonomy is being questioned over here, right? The next thing is financial constraint. They rely on the state and the central grants. So they rely on the state and the central government's grants. Central grants. They rely on the state and the central grants due to we say that we have the limited own source revenue. They have a limited own source revenue. This is leading to the financial dependency. They are financially dependent and also we can say it as inefficiency. Financial dependency and inefficiency. The state and the central governments have limited own they are dependent on the state and the central government due to limited own revenue, resource of the revenue, leading to the financial dependency and insufficient also. They are insufficient also. Now, administrative and technical capacity, lack of the skilled personnel, training hampers the execution of development projects and effective service delivery. There is a lack of the skilled personnel and training is also not provided. This hampers the execution of the developmental projects. You have to add on stuff. Developmental projects are being hampered and it affects the effective service delivery. Political interference by higher level political dynamics, reducing the efficacy of decision making process. The local governance are frequently influenced by the higher level. We have higher level political dynamics, right? It reduces the efficacy of decision making. It reduces the decision making. Effectiveness of the local governance, planning and execution. Local bodies face the challenges in planning and executing the development projects due to bureaucracy, delay, and lack of coordination. We have the bureaucracy, delay, and we can also say that there is lack of coordination, right? Transparency and accountability. corruption, lack of transparency, community participation is needed. So, in transparency and accountability is also an issue over here. We say that the transparency and accountability, because there is corruption, there is no transparency and accountability, they hinder the trust. Community participation. Limited community engagement in the local governance processes affects the representation and inclusivity of development plans. Constitutional provisions is articles and schedules. We have seen 11th and 12th schedules. So 11th schedule and then we have the 12th schedule. So this Supreme Court case is not required, and suggestions is enhanced devolution of powers, fiscal or financial strengthening. Decentralization is a keyword, right? Enhance the devolution of powers is nothing but legislative powers. Therefore, we call it as the decentralization. States should transfer more administrative and financial powers to the local bodies, ensuring true decentralization. Encourage the local revenue generation through innovations like public-private partnership and leveraging local resources. Now, the next thing is capacity building is through regular training programs by the local body members and staff to enhance administrative and technical skills, reducing the political interference. Implement measures to ensure the autonomy of the local bodies, reducing undue influence from higher level political actors, promoting transparency and accountability. Establish mechanisms for transparency in financial transactions and decision making processes, involve community level participation. Effective local governance is critical for achieving the grassroots development and inclusive growth. Addressing the challenges faced by we have Panchayat Raj institutions through enhanced devolution of the powers, financial autonomy, capacity building, promoting transparency can significantly improve the implementation and effectiveness of local governance in India. That's all. The next topic is urbanization.